What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing another Walking Dead Season 8 Comic-Con trailer video. This is going to be giving my thoughts on our group not attacking the actual sanctuary in the premiere. I want to give my thoughts on this. Now, I think they are going to attack the sanctuary in the premiere, but I also think they won't. And I'll explain how that, what that basically means, because I'm sure you guys are confused by what I mean by that. What I mean by that is, I think we will get the part from the comics where Rick shoots 2 shots up in the air, Negan comes out, has Gregory captive, because you guys remember Gregory was heading to the sanctuary. So I'm pretty sure we will see the same part from the comics, which is awesome because I love that part from issue 115. That in the premiere will be great. But, and yes, I do think we'll get that, but I don't think we will actually get one of those battles where our group goes in and takes out everybody from the sanctuary. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll have a battle outside of the sanctuary, and then once the herd that they're steering to the sanctuary gets there, that's when Rick's group leaves and Negan doesn't. He gets trapped in the sanctuary. So I believe that we will actually see a small battle at the sanctuary, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. I think that the main battles will be at the other outposts. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are probably disappointed about that. They probably wanted to see a battle at the sanctuary. We will still get that, but it's not going to be like, like the outpost attacks where they take everybody out from the sanctuary. I think we could still get that, maybe, but I don't think they can take everybody out from the sanctuary because Negan lives there, and it's Negan. So I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is that we're going to see, at least this is what I'm envisioning, our group go to the sanctuary, fire back and forth on the outside part of the, sanctuary, and then once the herd gets there, they leave and they take they take the other outposts and they take all of them down, or at least most of the outposts, of the Saviors. And then eventually, once our group is back at Alexandria and, they think, okay, well, we got to the other outposts, the Sanctuary's probably starving to death by now, they're probably in the middle of dying, we're probably done our, all-out war. Then I think that's when we're going to see the battle at Alexandria where Negan is throwing bombs over the, over the walls. And that probably will be the mid-season finale. Yeah, definitely the mid-season finale. And this video, by the way, is some post-trailer predictions. Now, so basically what I'm saying is, in the premiere, we're going to see the group, probably at first kind of like a slow build-up, we're going to see some dialogue and all that, but then we'll get an awesome Rick speech, I'm guessing. Then they're going to immediately go to work and probably, have the explosions that Daryl's shooting off, and then they're going to lure the walkers to the sanctuary, which could take about 10 minutes of the episode or so, maybe 15 if they want to stretch that. And I also think they should extend episode 1, to be honest, because it's the 100th episode. But anyway. So then after that, they go to the sanctuary. Rick shoots 2 shots up in the air, just like from the part in the comics. And then we see Negan come out, say he has Gregory, and then we see the stuff from the comics that I won't spoil too much. I won't spoil too much from that, but then we see an attack on the outside of the sanctuary like in the comics, and then once the herd gets there, they leave. Negan's trapped in the sanctuary, and then maybe we'll see some scenes where they're in the actual sanctuary, and we see some stuff there. But then, I think that's when our group decides, okay, we're going to go attack other outposts. But then, I think once they go attack a few outposts, maybe once they attack the first or second or third, then that's when Rick gets eventually captured. And then we see, Jadis and the junkyard hold him captive. But what she doesn't know is that Negan's actually trapped in the sanctuary and cannot go to the junkyard to kill Rick. So what could happen is, we could see something where our group actually takes out the junkyard group with not with Rick. Rick is maybe still trapped in, he can't get out, that type of deal. And then our group breaks Rick out once the whole junkyard group is, taken out. And then maybe we see some scene where Rick puts down Jadis. I think that could be something right there. But Okay, so then I think in one of those outpost attacks before the death of, Jadis and all of the Junkyard group, if that happens the way I think it probably will, because I just think that'd be really heroic for everybody to come together and save their leader. I think that'd be amazing. But what I'm saying is that I think we could actually see some really cool scenes between, Eric and Aaron, maybe before the death of Eric to build that up. And then we see the death of Eric during one of the battles at one of the outposts. Or even if we see him die in the premiere at the actual Sanctuary attack. So that could be something, they could just put it there, I guess. And I guess it wouldn't change too much. So, because then that would explain the part in the trailer that I did talk about a couple days ago where Aaron has blood on his hands and he seems pretty depressed. Yeah, so, okay, now the next part of the trailer that I definitely want to talk about is, the outpost attacks, but then the part where they're actually capturing saviors and holding them captive. Why is that? I don't know, but I think we could get a whole episode out of that, maybe if they hold saviors captive for some reason, something happens there. I think I don't know, I'm really not sure why they have them captive, but I don't know I'm pretty sure that's not Rick's decision. Somebody's not listening, so, yeah. Now, we could also have some really cool scenes with Carl, because we see a lot of Carl scenes in the trailer, and we could see some pretty cool Michonne and Rosita scenes, because it looks like Michonne's firing a pistol in the trailer, and it looks like they're at the Eugene machine shop. So, wouldn't that be cool if the Saviors were there and they had a battle at the machine shop? That would be pretty cool, to be honest. I don't know, because it seems like them two are probably going to take off for a little while, because they're both working on, Michonne's working on some projects, and, Rosita just had a baby in real life, so, yeah, but anyway, so that's pretty cool, so, then we see, I'm going to guess, eventually, I'm not sure exactly what episode, but I'm going to guess around the mid-season finale, we're going to see the battle at Alexandria, where we see Negan throwing bombs over the wall, but of course we have to see how Negan gets out, so that could be like maybe half of an episode, the other half we could focus on Rick's group, but another episode that will probably be in the first half will be the battle between the Kingdom and an outpost, because we see a lot of Kingdom scenes, so that can be an episode as well. So that's what I mean. If they stretched out all-out war like this, it could still be like the best season if they really work hard on it, and it looks like this season will be great, so that is awesome. Also, okay, so the second half of the season, I'm going to assume, is going to be like the last couple battles, We're going to see the battle at the hilltop, and then we're probably also going to see the fight between Rick and Negan, hand-to-hand, where Rick slashes Negan. That's got to be in the TV series somewhere. So I think that will probably be around the season finale, and then that is when we'll see, probably at the very end of episode 16, Rick waking up, and then we'll understand what that part is from. And that's what I mean by when I said out of chronological order in that video I did. That's what I'm talking about. How they could show it at the beginning of the season, then it could show it at the end of the season. Then it makes sense, And I think that's people get worried about how All Out War won't be the entire season. I'm telling you, it will be. It definitely will be. So I would not worry about that at all, because if it wasn't for the entire season, why would we just see one new beginning scene? Why wouldn't we see in the trailer, the whispers? That's what I mean. So that basically confirms that this is an out of chronological order scene when Rick wakes up at the end of the trailer. So anyway, guys, that's my post-trailer predictions. Write your comments on what do you think about them, and do you think that'd be a good way to go for this season? I think so. I think that'd be great if they can. It looks like they're going to stretch out All Out War, at least to me, but we'll have to see. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys really soon.